And so I'm going to turn our music down and we'll get serious here. We're not serious about ourselves, but we're serious about our yoga, right? The food was delicious. We had the filet mignon, and it was, as always, delicious with garlic mashed potatoes and Greek salad. And I love they have Raymond wine, and I always enjoy the Raymond wine. I don't know, you guys had some craft beer or something, didn't you? Oktoberfest beer was good. So, and they did a nice job of cleaning, and there was some confusion leaving, and we ended up having to walk all the way through the restaurant. I think we could have just turned right and gone on out since we were already outside, but we're not rule breakers, and so we follow the sign. All right, so come to your easy seated position, and go ahead, grab your thighs. And I'd like you to take a rotation where you press down on the inner thigh and up on the outer thigh. And then lift your hip up and draw the sit bones down. So you're pushing the flesh away. You're actually letting the thighs rest a little closer to the floor. See if you feel a little more ease in the side you did that. And then try that on the other side. And I find, you know, I have persnickety, my left knee with the arthritis, that when I take the time to do that rotation on the thigh and to get the flesh underneath, the sit bones out of the way, it actually relieves some of the pressure even on the knees. Then lift up through the heart and lengthen through the spine. Draw the sit bones away from the knees, away from the heels, so you bring that little low back curve into the back. And I want you to focus on making this nice big barrel, round barrel in the middle of the body that you can breathe into here. I know generally we don't like to think of the middle of our body as a barrel, but if you think of it that way, just for breath purposes this morning, it'll be helpful. And then let's lengthen through the neck. So press up through the top of the head and draw the shoulders up by the ears. Slide the shoulders down and back away. So focus more on the heads of the shoulders, the heads of the arm bones, lifting towards the sky, pointing towards the sky, and then separating. The shoulder blades will do what they need to do when you do that. And then go ahead and bring your index finger and your thumb together. And for today, let's invite some energy in by placing the backs of the hands down on the thighs and letting the palms lift up. Now, obviously, if any of that direction makes you uncomfortable, feel free to adjust. But in a perfect world, if you were here and I could poke and prod you, that's what I would do. Now, make certain that you're pulling in with the belly as you press the hips away to support the body here. And take just a few breaths and notice where your natural breath tends to reside. And by that, I mean, many of us allow our breath to stop short in the upper chest. And that's how we breathe. And this week I've been working on, based on a quote I read that really struck home with me, that deep breaths are little love notes for the body. I love that. So today we're going to do some breath on breath breathing, which has never been my favorite, but this week is starting to feel really good. So just notice where your breath resides. Get a nice comfortable breath in and out going. When you're ready, we'll just do 3 series. So on an exhale, take a nice deep exhale, clearing all the breath out of the body. And as you inhale, take just a sip and let it come just into the upper chest. Retain that breath, and then take another sip and draw that air down into the mid-chest. And another sip, drawing the breath all the way down into the belly. Notice that the shoulders rose up as you did this. Drop the jaw and exhale completely and fully. We'll do that 2 more times. So inhale, nice little sip. Inhale again. And then a nice full deep inhale. Retain it. Drop the jaw and exhale. 1 more time with your breath. Inhaling. 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 Drop the jaw and exhale. And then let the breath just return to its normal, coming to a nice, easy, in and out, evenly paced breath. Now, while I have a plan for you for class today, something else walked you either to your room in your house where you yogi, or to the studio. So bring to mind what it is that called you to your mat this morning. And let's gently bring our hands together, honoring that intention, understanding there's wisdom in that. Let the head drop down towards the hands, opening up the back of the neck. And then with an inhale, lift the head up. Again, lengthen through the spine, lengthen through the neck. Let the hands flutter down by the hips and let the eyes softly open. Go ahead and flip your palms upward and reach all the way up towards the sky. Look up towards the fingertips and then slide the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale and twist to the right, keeping the arms lifted, and then drop the arms down, find the floor, and notice, readjust, lift through the spine, and notice if there's just a little correction you can get there. On the next exhale, twist a little more deeply, and again, lift up through the heart and the spine as you inhale, and twist a little more deeply to the right. Think Steve Martin, Egyptian hands, lift up and stay twisted to make certain that the core is doing the work here. And then raise the arms all the way up and untwist. Come back through the center. Exhale the hands down to the heart, pressing the palms firmly into one another. Let the arms roll out, reach all the way up as you inhale. Gaze lifts up, opening up the back of that neck and the front of the throat. Shoulder blades draw down the back, fingers lift up. Exhale and twist left. Let the hands float down and notice, make those corrections. Notice if you tend to cave when you twist. Keep breathing and inhaling, lifting long, and then twisting more deeply. After you've done your third set, you can lift those hands up. Enjoy that your core is doing that work. And then lift the arms up, unwind, and come back through the center. If you're using music and you haven't started it, go ahead. I'm going to start mine now. Take the arms out in front of you and drop the right arm under the left. Don't worry, we're not going to full eagle today. Those of you that saw me doing this and just went, okay, I think I need to leave. Cross the arms above the elbows, then bring the backs of the hands together. So don't worry about going for the full cross yet. Just get the backs of your hands to meet. This is like bus stop number 1. This is cool. You can do the shoulder opener here. If you'd like to go a little deeper, draw your right thumb towards your nose, your left pinky away from you. Then slide your right hand towards your right knee, your left hand towards your left knee. Now see, can you get the palms to touch? Maybe, maybe not, right? When you get to your twist, wherever that twist might be, and women know it's okay, just lift up and get the boobs out of the way. Guys, sorry, you can't, it's harder to move your pecs, all right? I want you now to take your elbows and press them away from you and feel that stretch through the shoulder blade area on the back. The harder you press and curl, think cat-cow or shoulder flossing here, the more you'll feel that stretch across the upper back. Then as you exhale, draw the shoulder blades back onto the back, bringing the elbows in close. Now inhale and point the fingers up, extending the arms as high as you can. Try not to let them wobble off side to side. Look through your forearms and take 3 deep breaths. At the end of your third breath, no rush, go ahead and unwind. And then we'll take some nice big shoulder rolls. Get the elbows, get everything going in there. We want to get all the way into the joint, finding joint mobility in the shoulders. And then, of course, we're going to do it on the other side. So take those arms out, zombie arms. And remember, slide that left arm under. Get that nice deep cross. Once you've got that, bring the backs of the hands together. I'd rather you just stopped right here, if this is it, than kill yourself. Then we're going to take that left thumb towards the nose, right pinky away. Does that help at all, Lisa? I know you get kind of kerfluffled here, yes. And then we're going to take the back of the left hand towards the left knee, right hand towards the right knee, and see if we can bring the palms together. Take a breath in and out. And then we'll go for that stretch again. So press those left elbows up, the elbows, probably you have one left elbow. Press them far away from you and feel the stretch across the upper back between the shoulder blades. Some of you might feel this all the way up into your neck. You might notice it comes down your back, which would all be great info for your chiropractor. And then as you exhale, draw the shoulder blades onto the back, pulling the elbows in tight. Lift up with the fingers towards the sky. And when you feel like you've got that full lift in the arms, stop, look through the forearms, and take a few breaths. Get my music to the volume I want it. When you've had 3 breaths, unwind those arms. Whatever, Ken saw me unwind, so he unwound. And then go the opposite directions. He said he did his 3 breaths. All right, go the opposite directions, getting those elbows and the shoulders nice and open. I think Brandon thinks it's funny that he gives me that back. All right, from here, lift your arms up into goalpost arms, and then take your hands back like you're a server trying to lift a tray. All right, and notice for some of us, this will be the most we can get out of our wrists. So really try to lay those wrists flat back behind you. Take the elbows back behind your back. Now look up, lift up through the spine, and curl your head back. Little baby seated back bend here. Bring a neutral spine back into this, lifting the arms up. Exhale the hands down to the heart center. Start to roll your hands down towards your toes and curl your back. Think cat-cow. Then lift the fingers up, rolling up. Come as far up as you can. Keep pressing those palms together, elbows apart. Think cow. Keep going with your breath, traveling up and down, seated cat-cow with a wrist opener. Do at least 3 of those total. If you're breathing faster and you get more, that's okay. Notice if the palms of the hands want to pull apart. Keep trying to drive them together. After your third, when you find your hands rolled up into a neutral position, lift back up through the spine. We're going to draw that right hand down to the side floor, press the fingers in, stretch up through the left arm, plant that left hip, bend the right elbow, and reach over to the right. There's a tendency to want to bend the arm. Try to keep it straight. We're not ballerinas. Couple of breaths here. And then inhale up, let that right arm reach the left arm floats down, reach up through the right side body, press the right hip down, and stretch over to the left. Notice my right shoulder is dipping forward, so I'm going to pull that right shoulder back, look up slightly to the right. And then stretch that right arm up, left arm comes up to reach it, bring the palms together, exhale, draw the hands down to the heart. Bring your hands back behind your hips and scooch off if you're on anything. Scooch off of that. Leaving a little space on either side. Do not worry about your strap. Bring the soles of your feet to your mat. Bring your hands back behind you. Now you can have the hands pressing towards the hips, which would be ideal for flexion in the wrist. But if that's too much, the hands just press out to the side or back behind you, whichever way you want to go. We're going to do a little hip opener here. So I want you, again, think shoulder flossing first. Let's get the chest in the right position. Dip your chest back so your shoulders come forward. Then lift up through the heart, pull the belly in, and feel that. So no cow. We're just pulling with the heart to come forward. Then plant your right foot, lift your left leg, and draw it up and over. If you need to move back to give yourself some space, that's fine. That works. So we're going to a seated pigeon. That's easy for me to say. Draw your right toes up and notice how that presses the left knee closer to the chest. You can stay here, or you can start to actively press the left knee away from the left shoulder. Resist the urge to curl in order to get deeper. Once you found your depth here, then you can either walk the feet in, which I think is harder, or you can start to walk the hands and the hips in, coming in as close as is comfortable. Notice the minute the pelvis starts to come forward, we want to back up a little, give ourselves space. We need to have a nice flat back here. And breathe. And then you can give yourself a little bit of space. Unwind, set up the other side, deciding where you want your hands. Yep, you need to shake them out, go for it. Lift through the heart and the chest, pull the belly in, plant that left foot, draw the right foot up and over the knee, lift the left foot, driving the right thigh closer to the right shoulder, and then start to press the right knee away from the right shoulder. Lifting up and breathing. We should be feeling this through the outer right leg, is really where we're trying to isolate the sensation. And again, when you're ready, you can start to walk those hips in, finding the spot where it's most comfortable for you. Is Ken the only one warm in here? I know Elise still has her sweatshirt on. I'll turn the fans up. When you're ready, you can unwind and walk back. Now keep your knees bent. Okay, wait. I promised I turned the fans up and then I was going to go on and do something else. All right, from here, come all the way down on your back. Sorry, I told you to keep your knees bent, but we're not warmed up enough for where I was going to take you. Come all the way down on your back. Bring both knees in towards your chest. Grasp your shins. Go ahead and rock side to side. Feel the sacrum resting on the floor, the low, flat part of your back. Draw the right knee in towards the chest and stretch and hover the left leg over the floor. Both feet are flexed. You might play with those yogi toes while you're here. You might roll the ankles a little bit. Notice if the back is arching, press the belly towards the spine towards the floor. Get a nice deep inner groin stretch here. And then lay that left leg down. Now, as I said, don't worry about your strap. Take your hands and grasp the back of your right thigh. Relax your shoulders and your neck, and then stretch your right leg up towards the sky. Now, it might be that your leg is out at an angle. I'd like it straight, all right? So wherever you need to go to get that right leg as straight as possible. Now, pull the thigh towards your chest and resist into the thigh. Resist into the hands with the thigh. I knew that didn't sound right, so I was saying it. Hold this for 2 breaths. Then let your right hand hold your right thigh as your left arm floats out long on the floor. With the right elbow bent, take it out to the side and let it prop. Let your right arm prop your right leg up. Taking that right leg out to the side. So we're doing souped up Uttanasana without a strap. We're just using the arms to hold the legs. Use the inner right thigh to pull that right leg back up. Stretch the right arm out. And now I'm going to use my left hand like a little shelf and try to take my right leg over to my left hand. Keep both feet flexed, both legs straight, right shoulder down on the ground. And use the outer thigh now to lift that right leg up. Bend the knee, draw the leg down by the left leg and shake that a little bit. With the breath, draw both knees back into the chest, grasping the shins. We'll start that over on the other side. So play with those ankles, play with those toes. And then keep that left knee in nice and tight to the chest and float that right leg out long. Flex both feet, hover the right leg, pull the belly in. Breathe and stretch, drawing the left knee closer to the left shoulder, the left ear, right leg stretching out long. So this is very similar, right, to a runner's lunge, but you don't have the weight of your body on your legs. And then let that right leg touch the floor, stretch up through the left leg, holding the back of the left thigh. Before you go anywhere, relax the shoulders, relax the neck, relax the jaw. Press up through the foot and then push the left thigh into your hands as you pull back with the hands towards the chest. At the end of your next breath, your left hand is going to hold your left thigh. Your right arm is going to go out long. You're going to use that left elbow like a kickstand and take the left leg out to the left side body. Try to release anything in the inner thighs that are holding tension here and melt towards the floor. Then inhale, draw that left leg up. Take the left arm, out long. And as the left leg comes cross body, the right arm can bend and come down like a little shelf to help support that left leg.
Couple of nice deep breaths here. Use the outer left leg to lift your leg back up. Bend the knees, stretch the legs out, and shake them out a little bit. Beautiful. Bend your knees, plant your feet on the floor. Take the feet 6 to 10 inches away from the sit bones and press the heels into the ground. Now, as you, bring your elbows in towards your sides, bend your elbows. We're going to head to a nice gentle bridge here. So press the backs of your arms in, push your heels in, and lift up. Use the glutes here, and don't worry about so much pulling from the heart of the chest as we often do. Press the palms flat onto the ground, and then as you exhale, dip the hips down, but don't quite touch the floor. With the inhale, squeeze the glutes and lift the hips back up. Exhale and dip those glutes towards the floor. And then as you inhale, squeeze the glutes and lift back up. Do 3 more of those. Just lifting and lowering, but notice, feel the glutes engage and release as you move. And this last time, gently roll towards the floor. Draw the knees in towards the chest, cross the shins at the ankles, draw the knees in nice and tight, and then begin to rock and roll until you can come all the way up to a seated position. Beautiful. Swing your legs around behind you. Coming through, find your traditional tabletop pose. What am I doing here? All right, a little bit of shoulder flossing. You were with me on Tuesday, you got a chance to do this. Tuck your toes behind you. So we've got the toes actually in on the action. And then press the mat actively away with the hands. Now bend your elbows and take your elbows out to the side and notice your chest came closer to the floor, right? Inhale and press the arms straight. Now keep the arms straight and see if you can descend the chest closer to the floor just by dropping it. So don't bend the elbows, just drop the chest. Can you get that action? Now this is called shoulder flossing. It's a great way to build awareness with that area in between the shoulders. And if we want to bring a little more challenge to it, which of course we do today because who we have here, right? I'd like you to stretch your right leg out and then your left leg out so you're in a high plank. From here, can you drop your chest and lift it back? Drop your chest and lift it back. So keep your butt in exactly the same spot, just your chest moving. And then bend your knees, bring your feet together, take your knees out wide, and drop down into a child's pose, stretching out those arms and breathing deeply. Come up onto the fingertips and walk the fingers a little further away from your hips, tenting the fingers, pulling these shoulders up towards the ears so we're hollowing out that area underneath the armpit. Take a nice deep breath in and out here as you press the hips down and away and out long through the wrists and the fingertips here. Then with an exhale, walk the fingers off to the right side of your mat for a nice side body stretch. Stay nice and low if you can. After your next breath, you can walk those fingers back to the center of the mat and then stretch off to the left side. Keep pulling that right hip back and feel the sensation across the right side of your body. And then come back through the center again. Press the palms flat. Inhale, rise up, finding your table, centering yourself again. Once you've got a nice solid tabletop, go ahead and extend your right arm out at your ear and press your left leg out long, Let's see you lift both left and right arm. I think maybe Wade could do it. What do you think, John?
Yeah.
All right, from here, press that left arm up and away from the mat so that you're lifting. You're not sinking into your mat. Then press out through the left leg and draw the right ear by the right arm. Make a fist and curl in, crunch. Nice and slow, steady. Inhale, stretch out. Do 4 more of those. Nice and steady as you go. Think cat-cow with the back. More cat than cow. Then bring the right hand down, but keep the left leg lifted. Bend the left leg and try to have the left thigh parallel to the floor. Kick 3 times with the leg, lifting from the thigh. Getting into those glutes, moving down the body a little bit. Come back to parallel with the floor with the thigh, and then lift that right arm up and see if you can reach around and find the left foot. If you can't, you just reach back for it and try to square the heart and the shoulders. If you can find the foot, great, grab the foot or the ankle. Now you can stay right here. This is a great spot to rest, or turn it into a back bend. And then float back out long and draw the right leg and the right hand back down. Wiggle it out if you need to. Now when you're ready, that left arm floats up, the right leg stretches out. Take a breath. And when you're ready, curl in 5 crunches. Keep going. I'm going to open our door because I'm still hot. Do at least 5 of these. Flex the right foot and then lift from the thigh, pulsing so it's the butt doing the work. And then come back to still. Take that left arm out, reach around, find that right foot, maybe just reach for that foot and turn it into a back bend. Float back out long again, and then come back to neutral. Go ahead. Sorry, I still got the mask on. Take the knees back a couple of inches, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and find down dog. Walk this dog out. Now come to a nice steady down dog, nice and still. Make certain the feet are hip distance apart. You can have a bend in the knees. We're looking to press the chest back towards the thighs, and then maybe we drive the heels a little closer. Maybe not. Look forward, bend your knees deeply, and take little tiny steps up to the front of your mat into a forward fold. Once you arrive in that forward fold, inhale halfway, exhale, and fold. Bring your hands to opposite elbows. Let your head drop, window paning the head, and find ragdoll. Now from this ragdoll, you can sway side to side, or you can lift and lower. Lift and lower, your choice. Just find some freedom of movement. With an exhale, let the hands float back down to the floor. Inhale halfway up for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Big bend in those knees. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, I'm really confused because Elise still has her sweatshirt on. And the rest of us are, I'm opening the door and we're sweating. It's kind of funny. All right. Let's do 2 sun salutation knees to finish warming all the way up and to bring the breath all the way in.
What if we're already warmed up?
God says, what if we're already warmed up?
Right.
We'll get that sweatshirt off, Elise. All right. Find your feet. Find all 4 corners of those feet. Draw the shins in towards each other. Pull those thighs apart. Lift up through the abdominals. Roll the shoulder blades apart. Notice the breath here. Open the eyes if you close them like me. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands. Find your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Come all the way down on this first one. Stretching through the toes, pulling the spine up and out for baby cobra. Come all the way down, tuck the toes, press through table for this first one, lift the hips and rise up to down dog. Take 2 breaths. Look to the front of your mat. Bend your knees and you decide steps or hop up to the front of your mat. Inhaling halfway when you arrive. Exhaling and folding. Inhaling, sweep those arms up. Let's up the ante a little bit here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, perhaps you hop. Maybe you take bigger steps. Maybe you go from modified plank to full plank. Exhale, chaturanga, can you hover? Inhale, pull through, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back, down dog. Take 3 breaths. The end of your 3rd breath on an inhale, look forward, bend the knees, and step or hop to your forward fold. Inhale halfway, exhale and fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's make our way to a low lunge. Inhale, exhale and fold. From here, vinyasas are optional. Inhale halfway, exhale and fold. You can either take plank to chaturanga, back to down dog, or simply step and find your low lunge. We'll all make our way to a low lunge. So if you move to down dog, bring your right foot forward. And then drop your left knee. Yay, we're all there. I can't see Sherry and Nolan, so I'm assuming they're there. All right, keep your hands on the floor and then drop your hips down and notice how that lifts your heart. You might find that you want to walk your forward foot slightly further forward from here. Now take a big inhale, and as you squeeze the legs, lift up. Nice strong low lunge. Those are those legs closer together. Draw the arms into your cactus. Pull the elbows back. Tray the fingers, the hands back behind you. Take your gaze up, lift through the heart, baby back bend here. Nothing too deep. Inhale, rise up with the arms. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Plant the left hand on the mat. Bring the right hand up towards your right shoulder. And like you're pressing the right shoulder with the hand, stack the shoulders. Keep that right knee tucked in, and then lift the right arm up. Take a breath and dig those left toes in, lifting up. Now make certain you've got a nice solid stance. I'm going to challenge you guys here to lift up through the right arm, coming to your left fingertips. If that's all good, float the arms out to an airplane. Flip the palms up and rise back up to a high lunge. Exhale the hands down to frame the front foot. Take the vinyasa if you'd like it, or simply press to down dog. Totally your choice. In your down dog, take a few breaths. And then when you're ready, let's stretch that left leg up towards the sky, bend the knee, bring the foot forward, and place it in between your hands. Drop that right knee down onto the ground. And again, before we just lift up willy-nilly, draw the hips towards the front leg. Feel the chest rise. You might have to come up onto your fingertips. It's okay. It's all good. And breathe. Now squeeze those legs together. Inhale and rise up. Exhale the arms into cactus. Bring those elbows back. Tray the hands. Lift through the heart. Pull the belly in and squeeze the legs so you've got a good foundation as you back bend. Come back through the center. Exhale the hands down to frame that front foot. Right hand goes flat. Left hand comes up. I like to kind of point the thumb into the shoulder so that I know I'm stacking. That's how I'm twisting. Stacking. Left arm goes up. Couple of breaths. Dig those right toes in. Stretch the right leg up. When you're ready, start to pull up with the left arm and let that action pull you up to your right fingertips. Then bring the arms out. Flip the palms and rise up. Beautiful. Exhale. Hands come down to frame that front foot. This time step into the left foot, float the right foot up, and place it next to the left foot. Shake the legs out a little bit. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to make our way down to the floor on our bellies. So inhale, lift up, exhale, and fold. Inhale, halfway, exhale, and fold. Plant the hands, step or hop to your plank. Take the vinyasa or simply exhale chaturanga and then come all the way down. Your choice. So before we go anywhere here, make certain you're back far enough that your chin's down on your mat. I was too far forward. Lift your right leg up. Think about that rotation we did on the thighs in the beginning of class. Draw your inner thigh towards the sky. As you press through your toes, stretch out through the toes and lay them on the ground. Now dig those right toes in as you lift the left leg. Take the inner thigh towards the sky and then lay the left toes down. Squeeze the legs together. Bring your hands back by your hips, thumbs down, pinkies up. Stretch long through the neck, lift through the heart, and find half shalabhasana. Lift the feet, and we're in locust. Take a few breaths here. Exhale and come down. And when you're ready, we're going to come back to that locust pose. So stretch out long through the legs, stretch out long through the spine. Lift up with the heart, then bring the feet along. Exhale and release partway down. Inhale and lift higher. Exhale and release. Inhale and lift. With your next breath, can you bring the arms out in front of you and karate chop the floor? Nicely done. All right, we're going to add a shoulder opener here and a little hip opener. So make sure you've got some room on either side of your mat for your arms. Take them out into a T. Press the right arm, right palm into the floor. Draw the left arm into fingertip, like you do with fingertip cobra. So the elbows bent towards the sky, fingers on the ground. Then lift the left leg and start to roll into that right arm. Draw the left bent knee up towards the sky and plant that left foot behind you. Really push that left foot into the floor as you drive the left knee towards the sky. If you can't reach the floor, then we're just working as much as we can on opening and lifting that knee. Then maybe we drop the foot. And when you're ready, unwind, coming flat, switching the arms out. Right fingers come to the floor, right elbow towards the sky. Lift that right leg, start to roll over that left hip. Bend that right knee, taking it towards the sky, and then plant that right foot behind you. Nice big breath in and out here. And when you're ready, you can unwind, coming back through. Well, before we go anywhere, we're going to do another little opener. So bring your right arm straight out in front of you. Roll onto your right side with the right ear on top of the right arm. Now you can bend, I've got a blanket in the way. You can bend the right leg if you need to for balance. Otherwise, keep that right leg stretched out long. Bend your right arm and bring your hand up to hold your head, somewhat like we did with our leg, right? Left hand can stay on the floor. Squeeze the core of your body and lift up with the left leg, flexing that foot. Lower the leg down. Lift and lower and lift and lower. Now, this is where our core gets a little workout. We're going to bend the left leg, bringing it in. Peace fingers are going to grab the big toe. Kent says, no, they're not. Yeah, if they're not, you just grab whatever part of your foot. And I would, if you're not grabbing your toes, take your arm to the outside of your leg. Yeah, beautiful. Now, as you push your hips forward, try to straighten your leg up towards the sky. You can use the peace fingers to hold the toes. Beautiful, guys. Bend that left knee, stretch the legs out, roll onto the other side. So I think it helps to get that left arm out straight underneath your body first, and then to bring the left hand up. If this is too intense on your neck, you're welcome to lay the head flat. It will be a little harder to navigate. We'll lift that right leg,
and lower, and lift, and lower, and lift, and lower. Then bring that right knee in, reach up, and either grasp the outside of your calf or peace fingers grab on the inside your big toe. Stretch your right leg out towards the sky. Push your hips forward for balance. Press the outer edge of the left foot down into the floor. And then bend the leg. Roll back onto your tummy. Bring your hands underneath your chin. One cheek or the other can lay down. Bend the knees and windshield wiper your legs back and forth. All right, a little bit more floor work down here before we get up and move a lot. So we're going to bring the left arm parallel to the front of our mat. Bring that right hand back to your side, fingertips, elbows up towards the sky. We're going to press the left hand in and lift up. Now I really want you to focus on the back muscles here doing the work so that the shoulders lift evenly. So we want to press harder into this hand, yeah, to lift the chest evenly. Beautiful, nice. Once you've got that, we're going to hamstring curl the right leg. Now you can release the right hand, see if you can reach back and find that right foot or right ankle, whatever you can find. If you've got it, flex that foot and start to press the foot away from you, lifting your heart a little more. Pull the belly up and in to support the low back. Pivot the left arm out in front of you and press the palm into the ground to lift a little higher. Can you lift the right thigh up off the ground? Now you're welcome to stay here or try to lift that left arm. Beautiful, Bryn. And release and come down. Take the opposite cheek to your hands. We start out slow and we build big. All right, when you're ready, lift up, bring that right forearm parallel to the front edge of your mat. Now the left arm comes out to the side, left elbow lifts. Now notice my left shoulder's higher than my right here, so I want to try to square my shoulders and then lift up. Once you've got that, kickstand that hamstring curl that back leg. Press the right arm into the mat to hold you while you reach back with the left hand and find the foot. Flex the foot, and as you pull the foot away from you, it will lift you a little higher. Pivot the right arm, and then press the palm into the ground. Can you lift that left thigh up off the ground? It won't come much, right? Now use the back muscles to hold you while you lift that right arm. And come down. Bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs. You guys, that is not at all a basics move. Nicely done. Everybody just hung with me and kept going. That was great. All right, when you're ready, Lisa's like, oh, we had a choice. When you're ready, bring your hands back by your rib cage, tuck your toes. See if you can either reverse your plank or press through a table. And then exhale and lift up to down dog. Go ahead and walk this dog out. It should feel good after those back bends we were just doing. And then steady your down dog. Plant your left foot. Sorry, Kent, I know this is not your favorite. Lift your right leg up. Bend your right knee. Lift the right knee. And find three-legged dog with a twist. Draw that left foot closer to the floor. Square the hips to the mat. Stretch the right leg out. And then draw the right foot down by the left. A little close to the wall here. Take a breath or two here in your down dog. Let's go for three-legged dog with a twist on the other side. So plant that right foot, lift the left leg up, bend the left knee, lift the left knee up towards the sky. Three-legged dog with a twist. Plant that right heel as far as it will go. Square the hips, stretch the left leg out, and then draw the left foot down by right. Exhale, bringing the knees down to the mat. And if you'd like it, press into a child's pose. You can rock those wrists out. You can take the knees wide. You can have them close. Whatever feels good for you. Couple of nice deep breaths here. When you're ready, plant the palms on the mat, lift up, and rise up to a kneeling position. Now, if you have bum knees, or if the floor is just especially hard, feel free to either slide your wrap pads under your knees, a blanket. You can even simply just roll your mat. My goal here is to give you something cushy to drive the knees down into. And now that you've got your knees planted, let's make sure you have 2 blocks. And we'll place those on either side. So coming back up to our kneeling position here, bring your hands back behind you, looking for those jeans pockets. Now we're going to play with Camel, and when I first was taught how to teach Camel, we were told, you know, you want the whole front body up on the wall, keep pressing forward up onto the wall. And what happened is that it wasn't helpful for students to a large extent. So we're going to take a different approach today, all right? So contact issues. Yes. So pull those elbows back behind you, drawing the shoulder blades, and feel that nice little pressure on your low back. Your hands should be right like you're getting ready to slide them into jeans pockets. Should feel good. Squeeze the elbows together, lift up through the heart. Now I want you to think about driving your knees down and letting your low body get heavy as you do that. Then without any break in the mid body, start to dip the shoulders back. Inhale and lift forward. This is why my legs hurt this morning. I was like, what have I done to my legs that they hurt? I forgot we did this yesterday. Now, don't overarch the neck. Keep one straight line through the spine as you press back and forward. Don't break at the hip. Now, why are we doing this if we're going into Camel? Because back bends originate in the legs, not the back. You need to have nice, strong legs for good back bends. Who knew? Come all the way to an upright position. Exhale and drive the knees down towards the heels. Inhale and lift up. Now we're going to add the arms. So bring the arms out in front of you. As you exhale, press down and back. Inhale and rise up. Exhale, press down and back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, press down and back. Inhale, rise up. All right, make certain that your blocks are in just slightly behind your knees here. We're going to do one more shoulder opener to help us get ready for our Camel. So take your left hand back to the back of your hip again. Roll that shoulder open. Take the right arm out in front of you. Reach up towards the sky. Keep the shoulder pointed as far forward as you can as you rotate that arm back and try to find your left thigh. It's there. And then rotate back up and switch the hands out. So the right hand goes to the right thigh. Take that left arm straight out. Lift it up so you feel the shoulder blade on the back. Rotate it back behind you and try to find the right thigh. Come back all the way up. And bring that left arm down. Bring the left arm back to the right hip. We're going to go a little deeper. Make certain that the heels are pulling in towards each other. Knees are heavy, driving into the ground. Lift up out of your hips. Reach up with that right arm. Take it back behind you and see if you can find either your heel or a block. Place your hand down on the block or the heel. Then take that left arm out. Reach up. Roll it behind you, finding the block or the heel. Use blocks because that's what we're teaching. And breathe. Now, here, as you press the hands into the block, lift through the heart. Let that open the neck.
So should your thighs still be kind of straight up and down, or have they gone back?
Good question. Ken just said, should your thighs still be straight up and down, or have they gone back? They can come back while you're stretching back, but then as we arch, they come back forward. Okay? If both hands back is just flat out too intense to have the heart, and that's beautiful at least, to have the heart lifted, nice, Brendan. Then feel free to take one arm at a time back, find that block, and what I want you to work on is squaring the chest. So we're not turned, all right? All right, from here, pick your poison. You can do any of the variations we've already worked on. Or
You can take full camel now. What I want you to focus on is if we simply rotate the arms and reach back, we can get there. But see how the heads of my arm bones are pointing the wrong way. Notice if I float my arms back, see how my armpit is so much more open? Now I can lift through the thoracic. Okay? So you choose. Play with, it might be as simple as playing with this quad strength there. That is beautiful, Elise. That is beautiful. Now, if you go for full camel, bring one hand, then the other to the back. Lift up, let the head come last. Yeah, don't do the rubber band out. How are we doing? I'm hoping Sherry and Nolan are good.
All right, from here, take one last one if you're there. Go ahead, unwind, take any props off the mat if you need to. Take the knees out nice and wide. Exhale, press the hips down and sink those hips towards the heels. Don't go into full child's pose yet. Just sink those hips, let the back normalize a little bit. Then come to the forearms. And then finally, you can stretch down, finding your child's pose. To go from a deep back bend all the way out to a child's pose feels really good for a lot of people, but it's kind of rough on the back. So we want to move slowly. Take another breath or two here. And as you're ready, walk your hands back by your knees. Draw the knees in close together. Slide the hips off and come around with the legs out in front of you. Stretch out through that left leg and draw the right foot up and in, finding Janu Shirsasana legs. Now notice I didn't say get your straps out, right? If you've got them and you really love to use the strap in Janu, you can. Otherwise, bring your hands back behind your hips. Lift up through your heart. Think about pressing the hips away from the heels and rotate your chest over towards your left thigh. Then as you exhale, walk your hands towards your hips and think of folding at the hip, not rolling through the belly. You won't go as deeply as if you've got your strap and you're pulling yourself down. That's okay. Bring your right hand to your right knee and press that right knee further out if you can. Maybe that left arm can reach for the left foot now. Press into the right foot, stack the shoulders so the right arm comes up and the left shoulder comes down. Float that right arm out and reach towards the sky. If you can go deeper, you can take the right arm towards the left foot, but feel free to just stop right here. You might even bring the right hand back behind you and do a shoulder over. When you're ready, bring that right arm around and walk the hands up the left leg. Bring the right knee up towards the sky and stretch that right leg out. There we go, left leg, always the challenge for me. Draw that left leg in nice and tight. Finding Janu, press out through that right heel. Gonna move the flesh again. All right, hands come back behind you, lift up through the heart. Take that left knee closer to the floor and rotate your chest over towards your right thigh. Take a breath here, and then if it feels okay, you can start to walk the hands forward, hinging at the hips, folding over that right leg. Again, you're not going to go as far. It's okay. With the right hand on the right shin, take the left hand to the left knee. As you press that left knee down, try to stack those shoulders and bring a little twist into your Janu. Maybe that right hand reaches out and finds the right outside edge of the right foot. Maybe that left arm reaches up. Maybe it comes behind you for a bind. Or maybe you fold over, reaching for the right toes. All great variations. Take just a few breaths here. And then uncurl the chest, bringing the left hand towards the right shot. This is a shin, not a thigh. And lift up. Draw that left knee up towards the sky and stretch the left leg out. Shake the legs a little bit. All right, pull the flesh away from the sit bones. Flex those feet. Now imagine as though you were standing and we're going for Ardha Uttanasana to a forward fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Stretch the arms as though you were swan diving towards the floor and forward fold. Walk your hands off your legs. Inhaling, lifting up. Find a block and bring it with you as you come down, bending your knees, planting your feet.
Take a breath, just enjoying how the back feels on the floor, nice support evenly through the body. Then press the heels in, lift the hips up, and take the block, placing it underneath your sacrum. You can have it on the lowest level, or you can pop it up to the next highest level. Plant your hands flat, so your palms are flat on the ground. You're welcome to stay right here in this supported pose, or to extend your legs one at a time out, finding a fuller opening across the front of your body. Can you breathe deeply here? And bend one leg at a time, bringing the feet back and in. If you took the block to a higher level, rotate it down so that it's on the lowest level and your sacrum is supported underneath it. Bend your knees, bringing the knees in close to the chest. Stretch the legs up towards the sky and plant those arms either palms down near the hips or out into a T, whichever serves your body better here. Take a few breaths in waterfall. And then as we begin to prepare for our Shavasana, it's your choice. You can bend the legs and just fold the legs in and stay here for Shavasana. You can go back to waterfall. You can drop the feet down, lift the block out from underneath the sacrum, and come to traditional Shavasana. All great choices after our back bending workshop today.
So finding the Shavasana position that works for your body. Bring your attention back to your breath. Let that breath come all the way down into the body. And then draw, open out, and exhale. Today is World Mental Health Day. I wanted to remind you to take some time out today to take care of yourself. You've stepped on your mat to take care of your body. You want to remember that there's more to yoga and there's more to health than simply the shape our body is in or what the number on the scale is. What goes on between our ears and inside our head drives everything else in our life. We know that ways that we can manage stress are working out, eating well, sleeping well, breathing deeply. But did you know that choosing some naturally calming foods can help? It's not just eating well. One of those foods, 5 of those foods that you can choose, is our salmon. Salmon is great for you, as well as foods that are high in vitamin C. And so choosing wisely as you select those foods can be helpful. Take a few breaths and think about what you're planning to eat today as you do that. Are you nurturing your body or are you challenging your body? Are you calming yourself? Or are you making things more amped up through your choices? As you take a moment to prepare to re-enter your day, without judgment, simply choosing in a way that will serve you and your body best. Take a moment to reorder and think about things. As you're ready, if you've chosen to have a block underneath your sacrum, lift your hips up and draw that block out, exhaling, drawing the block back down by the floor. Drawing the hips down, Draw the knees in towards the chest for everyone. Grasp your shins. Rock side to side. Check in with the low back to make certain we didn't tweak anything with our back bends. If we did, talk to me after class. When you're ready, roll to your right side. Take one more deep. A love note for your body. And then use your upper hand and your upper leg to help you lift up, finding an easy seated position. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a nice deep breath in and out. I want to thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. I hope you have a wonderful week, wonderful weekend, filled with calmness, with love, and with laughter. Namaste. I was trying to find the 5 foods. I lost it somewhere here. And if you're interested, I thought